Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Tonight I just got back from the cinema. I saw a film that was the first day it's been released in Australia. I know it's been released a few weeks now in America, but here in Australia we get our films a little bit later. So I don't usually go to the cinemas for Hollywood films. I've been disappointed by a lot of them, so I gave up. But tonight I made an exception because this film really did interest me. So it's a 2012 movie directed by Joe Carnahan, and this movie is called The Grey. Now, The Grey stars Liam Neeson. His character is the main character, and he plays a sniper in this oil drilling community. Now, this oil drilling camp is smack bang in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness, and the trouble that the workers have is attacks from nearby wolves. Now, Liam Neeson's character is employed to protect the workers, basically shoot the wolves who are attacking them. So straight away you get a liking to Liam Neeson's character. I actually thought that was something really unique as far as Hollywood films are concerned, and that he comes across as a very sympathetic individual. And I know a lot of people are annoyed by his character, but I actually found myself really liking. I could relate to his character because, you know, he's had trouble in his past. I'm not going to tell you what trouble it was, but, you know, I really felt sorry for him straight from the first scene. So he's basically the first 10 to 15 minutes is character development. He's shooting the wolves, and he's basically writing a letter to his loved ones, and then it's time to go home. So him, along with these other workers, they go on the plane and they basically take off to go home. Halfway through the flight, it crashes, and they're smack bang in the middle of the harsh Alaskan wilderness. And all of them are dead except for John, who's Liam Neeson's character, and 6 other survivors. And they have no idea what they're going to do. The plane had flown off the radar, so no one knows they're there. And if they stay there, they're going to freeze to death. So they have to come up with something very quickly. Now, if things weren't bad enough for these survivors, things are about to get a hell of a lot worse. They realise they are in the territory of these vicious wolves, and these wolves are stalking them through the night. And so, you know, it turns out to be not only a battle against the weather, but also a battle against these vicious predators who are picking them off one by one. So from that point on, it turns into a thrilling game of cat and mouse, and what happens at the end, that's something I'm going to leave for you to find out for yourself. So hopefully that synopsis has made you want to go out there and see it for yourselves. Now, my thoughts on this movie. Had no idea what to expect. Yes, it's a Hollywood film, but I really like the look of it. And the 2 big criticisms were always on my mind going into this one. Now, I don't let it influence my judgment of the film, but I take note of it just to be aware of what it could be like. Now, the biggest criticisms were, number 1, the characters making stupid decisions, and number 2, this film painting wolves in a bad light. Now, I can say, as far as decisions are concerned, they weren't, you know, totally unrealistic. Yes, maybe they should have done something in a real world, but as far as entertainment value is concerned, I could forgive it because it wasn't totally stupid. I could understand why they chose to do what they did. And I thought for someone to criticize it for that, you're overanalyzing it. It's supposed to be an action film. And if you're going to go into it thinking, you know, he didn't do this right, he didn't do that right, I think it's a little bit stupid. Yes, you're making these judgments from the comfort of your own home. And whereas these people are in this wilderness, they have grave threats all around them. So if you make, you know, judgments from your armchair, you're not really enjoying it for what it is. And number 2, the bad light of wolves. Now, this in no way is an autobiography of a wolf. This in no way is saying that wolves are evil. I think if anybody comes away from this film thinking, oh, I didn't know that wolves are vicious. Oh, I thought wolves were just cute, cuddly things. Oh, I'm going to see them as evil now. I think that's being very, very silly. Now, I didn't come away from the film thinking anything differently of wolves. Yes, maybe wolves in real life react a little bit differently, but once again, this is entertainment. This is a film. And if everybody did everything realistically, then it's going to be one hell of a boring film, and people are going to be complaining that nothing happens. So the director is really in a lose-lose situation. So I think people just need to chill out a little bit. It's entertainment, and for entertainment's sake, if you go in there with the right expectations, you're going to really enjoy this film, because I really enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I actually thought I would. This is both thrilling, suspenseful and very emotional. I thought the attention to detail as far as character development was really well done, which is the reason why it works so well for me. Now, every character I didn't want to see die because they go through so much hell. Not only do they survive one of the most realistic plane crashes ever depicted on screen, but then they have to cope with the freezing cold conditions, their hunger, and then on top of all of that, the wolves. And you think, okay, just give them a break, please. Just give them a bit of luck. And if you're thinking that about a character, then you know you're onto something good. Now, throughout the entire length, these wolves were relentless. And the vicious attacks were not overdone. They were just fast and furious, which is perfect. Before you know it, the wolves are attacked, and before you know it, it's over. But the damage has been done. So they didn't glorify anything in the film. Yes, some of the chase sequences were very, not over the top, but bordering on over the top. But I just thought, as far as the thrilling aspect is concerned, the director nailed it. The director really has a talent as far as thrillers are concerned. Now, as I said, the wolves were very menacing. I actually really liked some of the way that the director introduced the wolves. For example, it's pitch black night and you can just see their eyes, and I thought that was chilling. And I just thought, if I was in the character's shoes, I had no idea what I would do. I would just shit myself and just die probably. But yes, so if you like films like The Edge, you're going to like this one. The Edge had Sir Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. This was much better than The Edge. I thought it just had so much of an emotional impact that it just gave even more to the film. It raised it to another standard. The ending was really good. I really liked it. A lot of people might not like it. The trailer is a little bit misleading. I think that it's nothing like the trailer, so just be very careful of that also. Acting was great. Liam Neeson is great in everything he does. He, as I said, portrayed a very sympathetic character, and when you see what happens to these characters, you just have a sinking feeling in your heart because you really do care for them. Now, as I said, the gore, it's not overdone. It's more of an aftermath rather than actually seeing them, but the attacks are very vicious, and they're very heartbreaking as well, because you think that the characters are going to get to a certain point, and when these wolves show up, you just have so much terror, not only for yourself but for the characters as well. So this is a very good movie. Cinematography also very, very good. The weather element to the film was really well done. You could feel the coldness as well as the characters. So it's really a case of being able to put yourself in the shoes of these people and to actually have a connection with them. So all in all, I really, really enjoyed this. Also, the music was very emotional, so it just gives it a little bit more of an impact over the standard kind of thrillers. So really, really enjoyed it. I'm highly recommending it. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5. It's not a perfect film. I would have given it 5 out of 5, but as I said, it has a fine line between realism and entertainment, and because it was just a little bit more entertaining over the realism, that's why I haven't given it that extra star. But having said that, 4 out of 5, I am highly recommended. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of my favourite American thriller / horror / survival films that I've seen in a very long time. So yes, it gets a positive 2 thumbs up. Alright guys, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye.